Hello everyone!
What's your name?
I'm Clementine.
Welcome back to Clementine Creative. I'm back with another video as always. So I'm always back with a new video if you had not yet noticed. If you have noticed that I'm always back with another video, this information serves you no good. This video this week is going to be a little bit different on my side. So for you it's going to be the same, but for me it's going to be different because this is the first time that I've actually had to create a video based on a character that isn't fully my creation. What I'm trying to say by this is that this character has been commissioned to me on DeviantArt, so I'm basically drawing something that already has certain set in stone information. But it's an interesting thing. Nonetheless, it's still fun. What you're gonna see me do here is some weird technique for drawing poses, which is where I use these free form lines and create them into poses. Drawing the lines, these like very flowy lines. This is going to be all real time, but then everything else is obviously going to be sped up. Also, there are some things that I want to talk about. I might sound really tired, and I am really tired. As I'm filming this, I've just I finished with work today, and I worked 12.5 hours just designing and doing some other graphic design work, and it's really tiring. And obviously people don't think that being on a computer all day is freaking tiring, but it's very tiring, especially if you have to come up with new stuff in like every hour, let's say, or every 20 minutes basically. In where I work, every 20 minutes I have to create a new Christmas card basically for a newsletter or a newspaper, but it's not really that newspaper. So I have to create that every 20 minutes. I have to create a new one, and it gets really exhausting. And today I work for 12.5 hours, which normal shift only lasts for 8 hours, but I work for 12.5. So yeah, I'm kind of tired, but I cannot let my YouTube channel suffer because of it. So if I do yawn, maybe, hopefully not. If I get a really high voice or this really funny voice, is because I didn't, I wasn't able to cut it out this part where I was yawning a little bit because I am kind of tired. But let's leave all that stuff alone. So you can see that right now, if if my audio is catching up to the picture, which has proven to be a little bit of a challenge throughout making these videos, but hopefully it's showing up now. This process is real time, but then everything else is going to be sped up. So just this process of me drawing lines, so you can see that you don't necessarily have to start with something that's super tight, which is most of the time that's never the case. So you never start with something that's super tight. Also, you're gonna notice that I'm filming my entire UI? Yeah, I think that's what it's called, UI. That may be only for phones though, I don't know. So basically you're seeing my entire screen this time, not just the frame where the actual file, like the actual painting is happening. And the reason why is because the videos are going to be HD that way. And I always want to bring out content that is HD, and it has been proven to me on multiple occasions that my videos were not very HD, and that kind of I didn't like the look of that, because if you're gonna make drawing videos, might as well make them HD, right? Because for our channels, our channels are very hard to succeed ever, become very popular, because we don't have something that would appeal to a mass audience. It's something that's usually only interested in students or other artists. So if you're gonna be making something that people would enjoy, then you have to make them HD, basically high definition. So that's why I'm filming everything. What else is there to talk about? So yeah, this is a commission, and let's talk a little bit about the character. So this character is a baker or a pastry mage. She creates, muffin bombs and suicide cookie boys and sticky dough grenades and things like that to, those are her weapons. And you're gonna see some pretty interesting designs, I would think personally. Oh yeah, and by the way, if you're seeing this right now, the entire process you saw earlier in real time is now happening again. This is just some weird footage, it just repeated itself. Don't mind, it'll be over very fast since it is sped up. you'll be able to see, I guess, the entire process again in in a sped up kind of way, whatever. So basically, this character creates, like I said, not pastry bombs. She is a pastry, master pastry, or whatever. So I did give her a lot of interesting designs, I would think. You're gonna see right now. I'm just discovering poses, which are quite important also for showing the character of the character. So I know what I just said almost sounds weird. Actually, it does sound weird, but I'm talking about the personality of the character. So I'm trying to get this wacky pose. She's like not 100% serious. She's more of a hilarious type of mage or a character. She's the only expressions she's gonna have is like, yeah, right now I rubbed shocked face, but really the expressions that show joy and happiness. And in this this pose, the second one was really weird, so I end up choosing the first one, but at this point obviously I don't know, so I explore different poses and then decide on which one is the best. I wouldn't say that the first pose is necessarily my favorite pose, but it's the pose that shows the most design. And while doing character concept art, it's important to be able to show design. So if you're going to be doing poses, you obviously want to make a pose that will show a lot of design. So that's the important part also. Here you're seeing me do this weird Y, but it's actually going to turn out to be my favorite pose right now. Like I said, you don't always necessarily have to start with something that's very defined. Something that's way more defined than this is actually starting with circles. You don't always have to start the same way. Try different things. This was my first time using this technique, and it turned out pretty cool. I basically had like a general idea what the pose would be, but I didn't exactly go at it as I normally would, like with circles or whatever. So yeah, it's different, and it gets you a little bit out of the comfort zone. But in this case, it just helped out a lot because I feel like the poses were that much more energetic. So yeah, what else is there to talk about? Oh, I know what I want to talk about. Next week we have a digital painting process, and I usually provide you with full res PSD, which is, if you don't know, PSD is a Photoshop document. That's what it means. It's a document basically, or file that has all the layers saved and whatever, and you can always look at them and just be like, okay, so this is like the colors and whatever, the character is in its own separate layer, things like that. This time I will not be able to provide you with that. Maybe I could have if I asked the client, I guess, because this is a commission submission. Commission submission. It's basically a commission that was submitted to my channel or my DeviantArt account, and since it's not fully my character, I cannot exploit it or basically share it with everyone. It's you just can't, because it's not your own. It's not completely 100% yours. So sorry about that. Hopefully, you will definitely be able to see the actual piece on the internet, so on DeviantArt it's still gonna be, so I hope you check it out there if you're really interested in seeing the high resolution version, because DeviantArt is DeviantArt is pretty good at showing large images in like very nice detail, or should I say resolution. Also, I also wanted to talk about these videos getting very repetitive. So I'm not sure if you think that I didn't realize, but I did realize that these videos are very repetitive. It's always the same story, because with concept art, it's not like you can do something that will be that different. Like I said before, with HD videos to gain views, I guess, people's attention, because it is on our channel, you cannot do something that will be really different every time. So let's say if you have game commentating channels, they can always say a new joke and always do something else, maybe dress up in a onesie or put a face, like a mask on or whatever. But really, our channels are very limited. And then in that case, we have to create videos that are different entirely. So what I was thinking of doing in 2 weeks is making real time. That's the word I was waiting for, and I am using a lot of ums. Hopefully I am editing some of those out. So yeah, real time video where I kind of will take you through the process of creating a concept art from the theoretical part, which is in my case, what I think is theoretical is creating the actual pose, and then from that stage take it to the finished product, which is a digital painting. That's something that I want to film, all real time. It's gonna take me a couple of weeks to get you through that process, because I am uploading one video each week, so that'll take a couple of weeks. But I think it will be very useful, because just there's only this much you can learn from watching someone do, just like speed painting or whatever. When you have like a tutorial that's going at like real time, you pull out a lot more from it if you're a student. Professionals usually are able to pull a lot more out of videos such as mine, that are just basically sped up process of me doing a character. They're able to get more from it than, let's say, amateurs, because I guess they already have the skill. So really what they're doing is trying to apply your technique, so when you're an amateur or a beginner, you don't really have the skill to be basically putting it down color or lines the way you want to, and then it just doesn't work out. So that's kind of what I was trying to take you through the process of creating this character real time. So those videos are probably going to be really long, but hopefully they would hit off. Hopefully you'll like them. And definitely the most important part is learn something. I also wanted to talk a little bit about the vlog video. The vlog video did really well. It did better than any of my videos, I think. It got a lot of views. I had so much fun making it, and even though it was really crappy, I had so much fun making it. It was really fun. And there were some nice comments on my video. So for now I'm not receiving any hate, so that's good, but it was very fun. And I think that vlog videos is something that an art channel needs to basically be interesting. So I want to communicate with my viewers, people who are watching my videos, because I feel like that's very important. So if you're watching my videos, I'd like to say thank you, even though I cannot express it in person. And a lot of times you might be thinking, oh, he's just saying that, and I would have thought the same thing as you, because obviously it seems like it seems like a bunch of bullshit to you, but really I am thankful for people watching my videos. It brings me great pleasure. Not that you're saying like, oh man, you're so good or whatever. That part really doesn't. Not that it doesn't mean anything. It's just it's not what fuels me. What does fuel me is things like, oh, that thing really helped me out, like, or I don't know. Oh, now I know how to draw legs because you did that and that and that. So those are the kind of comments that really make my day, and I'm really glad if I can help someone out, because I'm still in the learning process. You're learning your entire life, especially with art. You're always gonna be learning, or designing in general. So I'm really happy that these videos are hitting it off, but I really want to start vlogging a little bit more serious. Talk about things that I like, talk about video games that I like. Talk about my personal life, because I'm not afraid to share my personal life. Obviously there are some things that I don't want to share with the internet, which it's basically because the internet is full of strangers and full of people that are just sometimes really mean, and say things that are really out of place. And not that I'm afraid to get hurt or whatever, I just feel like it's not necessary to explain my entire life story or my everything about me. But I do want to have some of this, personal interaction. If you want to know, stuff about me, I don't feel afraid to answer them, because maybe you can relate. It can help you grow that way too. When you know someone's personal life, it can help you. You can help you motivate yourself. So what I'm doing here is getting some references. I'm getting some references, and if you're in a room and you're watching this, you better close the doors, man. Get your hand, put your hands out of your pants. Oh, I just like that rhyme. Literally, man. This video is gonna be full of just girls in like really sexy suits, and I think most of this like suits are from like sex shops or whatever. So because I am trying to create a cute character that has like more sexy clothing, and what I'm doing is leaving the whole sexual part behind. What I'm trying to do here is achieve a look of her being a little bit crazy, because she is more of a maniac type of character, but not like crazy. So you can see she has a lot of like this ripped clothing, like her skirt. That indicates that she's been through a lot of explosions. And then what I'm doing is some tattoos, such as right now I'm doing some weird tribal tattoos, but later I'll be doing runes, because that's what the client also wanted it. They wanted to have some sort of runes, and I went online, translated some of our words so the runes have some sort of a meaning. But here I am still doing this tattoo, just like a basic sleeve or whatever. Okay though, so what are those things around her? Those things around her is actually magical dough, so she can just grab it and can make cookies or muffins out of it. And it sounds so weird when I'm talking about cookies and muffins. Like if somebody is gonna be watching or just listening to what you're listening to, first some weird sexual stuff and then suddenly weird muffins or whatever, they're gonna be asking about your sanity. So you should probably not have this very loud, or just have headphones on. Anyways, so here you're seeing me finally design some clothing. The first one looks very much like a maid, right? So the first one is very much like a maid. The second one is very much like a cook with a really sexy skirt. So cooks normally like pastry clothing or cook clothing, chef's clothing basically, usually does not have like skirts like that. It just has pants and like a long kind of a coat thing. I would think so. I don't know. Everything I know about cooking is from 24 Kitchens, so don't blame me. Alright, I didn't go online to see to learn about uniforms that chefs wear. But yeah, so my favorite was definitely the second one. The author obviously, or why I keep calling him the author, the client wanted it the more maiden look. Maiden. Why did I say maiden? Maid look. And that's what I also delivered. So I mixed a little bit of the first one and the last one to create the design. You will see what the last one will look like. But obviously you're exploring, and I'm just doing these different poses. And you might have heard me on there. So yeah, I'm doing these different poses, but then I decided, the first one shows the most design, let's go with the first one. So what are some of the things that I had to design? I had to design, crazy hairstyle, ripped clothing, and, the chef hat is very important also. Whenever you're doing designing, you really need to pay attention to whatever the design specs are saying. You want to follow it as much as possible, but then again also add some of your own flavor. I haven't been talking too much about, what's happening on the screen in this video. I'm so sorry about that. The thing is, you're getting it, you're seeing what's happening. It's nothing special, it's nothing new. That's why I want to create, those videos that'll be a little bit different, a little bit more fun also. And you actually learn something, I'll be actually able to teach you. So what I'm doing here right now is just doing the final sketch of the character, how it will finally look like. But yeah, because this video is slowly coming to an end, there's just about a minute of the footage left. I'm really sorry that I had a lot of, maybe, you heard me yawning, maybe you thought I was like bored or whatever. I'm just like really tired right now. Sorry that I talked so much about me and not so much about what's happening in the picture there. But rest assured that everything will be explained at least next week. And obviously, the process for everything is the same. Everything is like the same as you always see it, so I didn't do anything new except from getting the poses down. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, I had a lot of fun making it despite being tired now and sounded like I didn't give a crap. I like making it. I hope you like the final product. Can't wait to make the next week's video for you. I hope you like this video. I said this a million times before, but whatever. I guess I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Watch a video spot of the singer named Gok, and he actually has a lot of his video spots.